Once again, unfortunately, the main news item in the TM Master Cup Series is that another team is leaving for the ASCC in 2012. This time, however, it would be Camelot Racing, which fields Chris Johans and Scott Stoidler. The team's press release said that it was for budgetary reasons. However, I'm one to believe that Camelot Racing has been none too fond of the international flair that the TM Master Cup Series has presented in the past few years, and are switching to the ASCC, which will be, undoubtedly, a much more American series. With that being said, Dan, off to you. Thank you, Lance. Taking out the Delano Pole Award is Chris Johans in the number 64 Tremolo for Camelot Racing. Right next to him on the front row of the grid is Alan Hodges of Wales in the 13. Then it is Kurt Pliskin, Ethan Everett, Adrian Devereaux, and Michael Sykes, the top 3 rows on the grid. But you'll notice Alan Hodges gets a very poor start. The outside line's jammed up a bit. Pliskin and Devereaux take advantage. Chris Johans leads the field for the first lap. This is a 200-lap event, and we expect it to be a bit of a crash fest, as it has been in years past. Leonid Roderick started this race from the back of the grid after he was docked 15 points and sent to the back of the grid after that pit road collision with Mike Whitmore at Road America. Roderick is not saying anything about that collision or the penalty. He's just getting along with the job at hand. Conversely, Adrian Devereaux's hauler was selling shirts saying Road America winner on it. Devereaux clearly not happy about the officials' calls at Road America. In fact, Hodges Walter Racing is still none too happy about them. Devereaux called the officialdom at Road America blatant favoritism. Didn't exactly earn many friends with that comment. Matthias Taub in car 37 is running in 6th, and Leon Kennison in 5th. The two Ocean Motorsports cars are having one of their better runs so far this season, and it's at a track where the car is not nearly as important. AJ Young in car number 42, well, was supposed to be in this 42 car because this week it is Stuart Sandoval behind the wheel of this car. AJ Young was tossed from the car at the end of first practice after causing multiple incidents. Sandoval got in the car for second practice and qualifying, and he qualified at 38th ahead of his teammate Tyson Lautenschlager, but Sandoval is dropped to last to get more of a feel for this car because it is still not set up to his liking, and he only got in 2 laps in second practice in this number 42 car. Leon Kennison in car 39 pits very early on, flat tire his problem, but we got a caution on lap 10. Pretty much anyone will tell you that despite how wide this track is, 4 wide does not work coming off turn 2. Bob Steffens pinches down Mike Whitmore into Avery Holtzman, sends Mike Whitmore hard into the pit wall. Suspension damage in the 36 car takes Mike Whitmore out of the race early. And, well, it certainly looks like some people just didn't know that 4 wide doesn't work, and someone has to give, and it was Hodges and Whitmore and Holtzman, excuse me. Most of the leaders pitted under that caution flag. However, Chris Johans and Alan Hodges opted not to, as I see Kurt Pliskin all over the racetrack back there. Leon Kennison in car number 39 is 2 laps down, but you can bet he's going to push hard to try to get one of them back and then hope for a caution. Another caution, which, something you can expect here. And here's Leonid Roderick in car number 4 hitting the pit lane on the start, flat tire in that car. Zach Duff in car number 2 does likewise, although we're not sure what Duff's problem is. Craig Mummert in car number 6 has a lot of modified experience. High grip, high horsepower on short tracks. Sounds kind of like a TM Master Cup Series car if you ask me, except without the stagger and the Nerf bars. And it's not an open wheel car, obviously. Mummert having a very strong run here, as he did in Ohio. All that short track and modified experience clearly paying off on this very high speed racetrack, despite being a little over half a mile. Stuart Sandoval's already hit the wall in car number 42. You'll notice Adrian Devereaux and Ethan Everett behind him. They both pitted on that caution. Devereaux in this 26 car, having a look around Stuart Sandoval. He slapped the wall all by himself. The Tutino cars both had impacts with the wall already. And here's his teammate, Tyson Lautenschlager in the 43. Now, he's also had an impact with the wall. However, the result of that is the front bumper of the 88 car. Tyrone Stanley is running in 25th, one of the independent trophy contenders in the race. Stanley is one of 2 African-American drivers in the field, the other being Stuart Sandoval in the Tutino. Tyrone Stanley's team has opted to get more African-American drivers into top-level racing. Craig Youtzer is running in 16th place. This is his second run of the year. This team, J.D. McDermott Racing, we believe will be headed to the ASCC, and Craig Youtzer will be parting ways with him at the end of the year. He has already declared that. A little further up the field, Matt Taylor, 2004 Master Cup Series Drivers Champion, running in 14th in the Fortner. This is one of their better runs this year. In fact, Matt Taylor was brimming with confidence about the Fortner's ability, especially with navigating through traffic. He believes that Fortner may finally have solved some of its nagging handling issues all season long. And Bob Steffens, the fourth of the Independence Trophy contenders in this race, runs in 21st place. This is probably the most speed I've seen out of the Tenaire Thunder project, which is not really a good sign. There have been many rumors stating that Tenaire may go and supply Power Steering Incorporated with chassis because James Dalton has officially stated he will be parting ways with Power Steering Incorporated at the end of the season. So Tenaire may get on the full-time grid if it partners up with Power Steering Incorporated. However, I'm not so sure about that. Tom Delgado is running in 6th, with the Nemotos running very strongly early on in the race. Delgado is trying to get his championship hopes back on track after winning the season opener. Nemoto looked to be the team to beat early in the season. His teammate Yamino Tenchi currently running in 5th position in the 831 Viento car. So Tenchi having a big gap on Delgado right there, and we'll have to see more good runs come out of this number 831 car. Here we are back up front with Chris Johans of the 64. He continues to lead, and he has actually pulled a bit of a gap on second place man Alan Hodges in the 13. Hodges, though, is slowly beginning to reel him in after Johans pulled a bit of a gap. Looks like Johans' car may just be going off a bit, and Hodges' car may just be coming in at the right time, so we'll have to see if Hodges can catch Chris Johans. You may notice that smoke in the pit lane. Here is Franz Redlich and Avery Holtzman, the two Gessler teammates, running right next to each other. Here they come. Oh, they got into each other! They ran over each other! The two Gesslers ran over each other, and there goes Redlich into the pit lane wall with Tyrone Stanley in the 5. Oh, your teammates, boys! What are you doing that for? So, it looks like there's going to be some interesting discussions in the Gessler hauler at the end of this race. Chris Johans, a car number 64, just under caution here. Nothing out of the ordinary here, and, oh no. Oh no! There's a fire in the 64 car. Chris Johans' day is done. There's smoke coming out of that car, and that is a fire. Chris Johans got that car into the pits, and he jumped out of there very quickly. So, Chris Johans' day done. Result, fire. Alan Hodges in car number 13 was leading on the restart with Craig Mummert in 2nd and Robert Dorian in 3rd. I'm pretty sure everyone will tell you that Dorian's losing his ride. I've said that a couple of times already this season, but I'm pretty sure it's the worst kept secret in the garage right now. Craig Mummert running in 2nd. This is the most impressive run I've seen from this number 6 car all season long. And he is going for the lead. Craig Mummert, the modified ace, goes around Alan Hodges, and Mummert sweeps into the lead. This is only his 3rd start, and Mummert into the lead of the race. He doesn't seem to have too many problems running at the front of the field. Craig Mummert in this number 6 car makes a move for the lead in the Bolden, and now he is beginning to pull away from Hodges in that number 13 car as he works around Leon Kenniston and Bob Steffens. Now, he doesn't have Steffens cleared yet. Kenniston tries something on the outside, coming off a 4 down the straight. But Mummert will inevitably clear Kenniston. The other Bolden of Luciano Savaral also having a very good run. Savaral running in 6th place. So the Boldens appear to be doing very well here on these high bank short tracks. Well, Savaral in that 3 car needs some luck. He probably could have won Road America had reliability issues not marred his day. Zelda Ashby in that 55 car running in 7th place. This is one of Ashby's better runs this season. The Bolden Speed Stable, for which Luciano Savaral and Craig Mummert drive for, may not be running in the Master Cup Series. They may be working on the ASCC Bolden. However, we believe that Bolden will try to secure both Savaral and Mummert at whichever new team gets the Bolden Chaser chassis for next season. So, it looks like Savaral's future may not be as dark as it looks. Excuse me. Craig Mummert in car number 6 is pulling a huge gap on Alan Hodges. This number 6 car is really hooked up. He has gotten now behind some of the back of the field. He's getting around Stuart Sandoval without too many problems. That's Craig Janser in the 69 car, who's been in the wall, courtesy of the car in front of him. Janser and Cameron Taylor are having a bit of a prang with each other. They've put each other in the wall the past couple of laps. Here comes Craig Mummert, though, to get around Janser, and now he's going to get around Cameron Taylor in the 99, who still is really not on the pace. And here are the two Katsev cars, Yelena Sova and Mikhail Pilyakov, running 24th and 25th. They are the last cars on the lead lap at this point in the race. There's been some talk that Nasova may leave Katsev at the end of the year. However, those rumors have died down just a bit. We had another caution on lap number 65. The engine in Craig Janser's car detonates, and that 69 car, he wasn't having a very good run anyway. And Michael Sykes just runs over the back of the 69 car. Michael Sykes probably thought he was clear. That sets off a bit of a pileup in turn 1. Craig Janser's day is done. We're going to look at Michael Sykes here. It looks like Sykes thought he was clear. Roderick in it, Porto in it. So, bit of an unnecessary pileup there. Michael Sykes had actually worked his way up to 4th place. So, not exactly the best way for Sykes' day to go. Packer Carroll in car number 1 has blown the engine on the Volpe. He is done for the day as well. On the restart, here's something. Craig Mummert in the lead in the 6 car. Zach Duff in the 2 is a couple of laps down, as is the 39 car of Leon Keniston. Craig Mummert in this 6 car has really done a very good job while leading. He hasn't really cracked under pressure as we thought. Leading a bunch of laps on short tracks, though, probably helps. Leonid Roderick in the 4 has had a pretty miserable day down there. I'm pretty sure he's going to want to forget this weekend. Going a bit further back, we are looking at lots of 3 wide here. Oh boy, I don't know how they're not wadding them all up here, but it's a pretty good job by all parties involved. There's Michael Sykes in the 45, who we were focused on. But a lot of 3 and 4 wide back there. Oh wow, they somehow pulled, looked like 3 wide off just the 3 outside parts of the racetrack. Here's Ethan Everett and Adrian Dever in the 26 car. There's some great racing back here in the middle and back of the field here. We're going to ride on board with Adrian Devereaux so that you can experience a little of that. Going on the inside of this 23 car, Scott Soidler, who's really been off his teammates' pace all weekend. There's Ethan Everett on the outside. Got some people making passes high, low, anywhere. Through the middle. Here's Ethan Everett. We're on board with the 11 car. There's Adrian Devereaux in the 26 car. Just appearing on his inside. The 11 and 26 car having a very fair and clean race. This has been what Ethan Everett has been looking forward to. Good old short track racing. And this car, number 11. Adrian Devereaux, not a big fan of the short tracks, but he seems to have adapted to them very well. This is probably Devereaux's favorite of the short ovals. Tom Delgado is running in 3rd in the Nemoto. Alan Hodges running in 2nd in front of him. So, Tom Delgado clearly smells a very good result coming. Could it be his 2nd win is on the cards? Luciano Savaral in car number 3 is running in 5th place, even though his teammate is sort of running away with the event right now. Tony Durban is back behind him, running in the 7th position. Remember, you cannot count out the Team SAR USA number 33 car, especially on a high-banked oval. Here is Craig Mummert in the lead again. Novel concept. He's really been taking everyone to school. Either that or the Bolden Chaser just is really, really strong today. And I would believe that because the Bolden has really come on in the past couple of races. Leonid Roderick in trouble here in car number 4. And, oh, what are you doing there? Oh my! Well, I'm not quite sure what to make of that. Anyway, here's Scott Soidler in the 23 car, and, well, this is going to be the end of the day for the 23. He came out of the pits, but he had problems with the gearbox, pulled back in, they realized it was terminal. That's usually the case when you have a problem back there. Here is Craig Mummert leading on the restart with Zelda Ashby in 2nd. They're about to get the green flag. Waiting for the green. Waiting. Craig Mummert gets a very good start. Anticipated that very well. Ashby not so much. Luciano Savaral goes high, but Tony Durban on the attack. Durban goes around Savaral, takes over 3rd. Tony Durban, one of the great American heroes as far as the fans are concerned. He got the loudest applause during driver introductions. So Tony Durban, a real crowd favorite, even up here in the Midwest, in the backyard of the TM Master Cup Series. Tony Durban, of course, from Texas. Durban now trying to have a run on Zelda Ashby in 2nd place in that 55 car, but Durban having a very strong run, and here he is closing in on Ashby in the Juno, who is having a very good run. All Ashby needs is to, well, keep it off the walls. Ashby in this 55 car holding off Tony Durban so far. But Tony Durban's hesitation has brought Yamino Tenshi in the Nomoto right to the back of the SAR. So, the Japanese driver in a Japanese car challenging the All-American Tony Durban and his American SAR Eagle. Here we are, looking off the right side camera of the 831. These are nice cameras, I really like these. Get a nice view of Tony Durban. And we may actually get a view of the helmet design that Tony is wearing as we come right alongside. Not sure if you got a clear view of that. That's sort of American flag pattern going on Tony Durban's helmet. It's a good thing we actually get to see those. Don't normally get to see helmet designs. Tom Delgado running in 6th in car number 837. He's dropped back just a little bit. Caution 5 on lap 126. Number 99, Cameron Taylor. Still looks like he has a bit to learn about Master Cup Series racing. Matt Taylor pulls to the outside. Cameron Taylor moves to pull right into the side of Matt Taylor in the Fortner. Bobby Porteau puts him on his lid, and then he goes right into Tyrone Stanley, Arto Kakinen, Jacques Bouvier, Scotty Hamilton, and a big mess ensues. Wow! Some people having very soft brakes there. Hello, Tyson Lautenschlager. The brake is on the left. Here is on board with the race leader, Craig Mummert. Oh, is he going to get in this? Oh, he clips the 24 car of Polyakov in the Katsev. So Craig Mummert has a little bit of damage from that. A little prang down there in turn 1, but doesn't look like it's affected him any because he's still leading the race. Zelda Ashby in 2nd, his teammate Salvarall in 3rd, Delgado 4th, Durban 5th, and then Ethan Everett. Matt Taylor still on the lead lap. Taylor did not have too many nice things to say about Cameron Taylor. Those two not related in any way. Caution 6, right near the restart on lap 133. And Zach Duff in car number 2 running along is going to make a move on the inside of Bob Steffens. But Bob Steffens hooks Avery Holtzman, hits Zach Duff, sends Duff up Robert Dorian into the wall. Dorian rolls the 47 car. So Robert Dorian really needed a good run here just to get himself a drive for next season, but that's not going to happen because some people just don't know how to be patient on restarts. Hello, Bob Steffens in the car 07. Ethan Everett is the leader because most of the leaders hit the pit lane. Matt Taylor moved up to 2nd, but he's going to give that up pretty quickly to Kurt Pliskin after he got a pretty disastrous start. Taylor in the Fortner is looking for Fortner's first win. They've only been in the top 5, I think, on only one occasion. That would be at Karyala last year with Ross Peterson in what is Ross Peterson's last Master Cup Series start to date. Ethan Everett, though, having a wonderful job doing a wonderful job at the front of the field. Here is, whoa, a bit of contact there between the 17 and 20 cars. Craig Mummert having a very good run, but he's now got to come through traffic. He's led the most laps. He's already locked up the lap leader bonus. Dale Roswell, Dan McKay, car 17 and 20 having a bit of bumper tag there earlier. Roswell not too happy about McKay being slow and in the way. Roswell, the oldest driver on the circuit, has a lot of short track experience. In fact, he's got a lot of experience everywhere. Adrian Devereaux in car number 26 is now back in the hunt with the way these cautions have shaken out. Caution 7, lap 144. Car number 45, Michael Sykes. Looks like he just pinches up right now Alan Hodges, sends both cars in the wall. Two Welshmen in the field have a little bit of contact. Alan Hodges didn't say anything about it after the race. And Michael Sykes looked like that was just kind of a rookie error. He won at Ohio, which was another short oval, but this will, let's see, here he comes off of turn 4, which is a decreasing radius corner. And maybe Alan Hodges just got a really good run off 4 and got into the back of the 45, so I don't know, that kind of looks like just an ordinary racing deal. This is pretty late in the race. Here is Ethan Everett, who's done an awesome job in this number 11 car to be putting it back in the lead. He's been doing he, like Tony Durban, is one of the American stars in the field. He's having a great run today, and we're going to see if Ethan Everett can convert this into a race win. But here's Matt Taylor in the Fortner. A little bit of contact with Ethan Everett in the 11. Ethan Everett's been keeping his nose clean. He hasn't really been running people over. He hasn't been doing any of the old bump and run. He's been passing people clean. But here comes Adrian Devereaux in the 26 car. Devereaux, who clearly does not really have too many reservations about doing that, about putting his fender where it doesn't belong, going on the inside of Matt Taylor to take over second, and now Devereaux is going after Ethan Everett in the lead of the race. So Ethan Everett really has to keep his A game on because Devereaux is putting the pressure on. But it doesn't look like Devereaux is in much of a hurry to pass Ethan Everett. I wonder what if that means Devereaux is very confident about his race car. But Devereaux's patience has brought Tony Durban and Matt Taylor back into the game. Tony Durban now having a run, and he's back in the hunt for this race, for the race win here. Ethan Everett still holding on to the lead, doing a good job of doing that. But Adrian Devereaux is lurking right back there. Ethan Everett better not get too complacent because here comes Devereaux. Oh, Devereaux took a shot at him. Devereaux, I think, may have gotten into the back of the 11 car, or it looked like he did. But Devereaux moves to the inside, and Adrian Devereaux into the lead of the race. The Frenchman takes over P1, and Tony Durban moves into second place in car number 33. So now we're on board with Ethan Everett as Tony Durban is on the inside in that multicolored car, but it's primarily red. Goes on the inside, and now Ethan Everett moves back to third. And Everett has been continually having strong, consistent runs in this number 11 car. It's only a matter of time before he visits victory lane again. Well, here's Adrian Devereaux back up front. Here's Charlie Waters in the 10 car, being probably the worst backmarker so far. This has been ongoing for about 5 or 6 laps, and Charlie Waters is already on probation, but for causing wrecks, and that would be coming from Russia when he was probably the most mobile chicane out there. However, today Charlie Waters is not exactly much of a factor until right now. I would imagine if Waters impeding Devereaux gives Tony Durban the lead, I would imagine Tony Durban would have many kind things to say about Charlie Waters after this race if this impeding costs Devereaux the lead of the race, which it might, because Tony Durban is not really putting the pressure on Devereaux to get by him at the moment. However, I would imagine that would change very soon. However, here we come. Arto Kekkonen in the 14 car is back into the mix. Arto just pitted for fuel and tires, so it looks like Arto Kekkonen may play a role here. Arto runs Durban up the racetrack. Now it looks like Devereaux and Durban, they're staying out on old tires. Arto's a couple laps down. He has nothing to lose. But most of the cars that were on the lead lap did not opt to do this. Arto playing a little bumper tag with the 10 car. Arto not in contention. Tom Delgado was the only car that was in the lead lap that hit the pit lane. However, he falls off the lead lap in doing so. This is very much in the closing stages of the race. Adrian Devereaux, this is 1 lap to go. It looks like Devereaux may have this one. It looks like he's pulled away from Tony Durban. He's finally gotten around the 10 car of Charlie Waters after shaking his fist at the American. So, Devereaux in car number 26. Revenge for Road America. He comes off turn 4, and Devereaux takes the win at Quincy. The victory celebrations from Adrian Devereaux indicated that he believed that this was 2 in a row. Tony Durban finished in second, Ethan Everett in third. Great job by both of those men, and Matt Taylor in the Fortner in 4th place. Great job by those 3 drivers, and Craig Mummert to bring home his first career top 5 finish. Bobby Porto, Luciano Salvarall, Zelda Ashby finally bringing home an actual finish that she can keep. Scott Bates bringing out the top 10, and Gasper de Souza, a very quiet run all day, nets him 11th place. Going a bit further down, Charlie Waters was actually running in the points in 15th place. Marcus Leonard pitted late in the race. And Yulia Nasova, in car number 34, brings home another point for the Cats of Engineering team. And let's have a look at the TM Master Cup Series drivers' points leaving Quincy and heading into Indianapolis. Adrian Devereaux has finally taken over the points lead, and he's got some 50 over Alexis Rainsford. Oh, by the way, she's running Indy. Avery Holtzman sits third in the championship, still hasn't won a race. Arto Kekkonen and Leonid Roderick pretty close, but neither of them scored points today. Chris Johans led points for the pole, got him a couple of extra points to his total. Marcus Leonard going a bit further down, you'll notice on the right-hand column, Ethan Everett and Bobby Porto, the Rick Milligan cars, are making a charge in the SAR Tyrant MS. Also, Mike Whitmore, so this could be a resurrection for SAR after their miserable season so far. And you'll also notice the Bill Barclay STS is 16th and 17th in the championship. That's a year-old car. Zach Duff in the Volpe has fallen down the championship order ever so slowly. And Luciano Salvarall rounds out the top 20 for the Bolden Speed Stable. And Bolden and his very good rookie year continues. And let's have a look at the Independence Trophy standings. Leaving Quincy, Tyrone Stanley and Bob Steffens failed to break Mika Turbo's score of 198 independent points in 4 races. Jose Luis Martinez, Taylor Silverman, and Matt Taylor still have 1 race to go. Chris Davenport, Rachel Rainsford, and Allie Riggs each have 2 races remaining on their schedules. And of course, Craig Younser, well, he's got 2 races in and he's got 67 points. That's not a good sign. And I would also say that Shane Lake and Carlos Donzello aren't in very good shape either, because all 3 of those cars have 2 races to their credit, but not a whole lot to show for it. However, I would like to remind everyone that all of the Independence Trophy candidates get a free entry to Indianapolis, which will be in 2 weeks' time.